Hi, welcome to my channel, the Over 50 Cheat Club, where we talk about how to retire young and get into optimal health. My name's Nate Joy. Today's topic is the carnivore diet and how it helped get rid of my arthritis problem. So, I'm starting this channel. Hopefully you find value with this information. If so, please consider subscribing, smash that like button. It really will help me out and I'd really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's talk about my story in the carnivore diet. So I played basketball from the time I was very young, and I actually tore my meniscus when I was in high school. And I had surgery my junior year in high school. They took out a big chunk of my meniscus. And after that, it kind of went downhill. I was able to get a Division I basketball scholarship. And over the years, I just pounded my knees away, playing on hardtop, playing in, different tournaments, all of that, to the point where I've actually had like 3 surgeries, 2 on my right knee, 1 on my left knee. And if you saw pictures of my knee, you would think that they were like knees of an 80-year-old person. Matter of fact, when I went to get an x-ray, they x-rayed my good knee by accident, and I told him that's my good knee, and he's like, oh my goodness, that knee looks like you were in a car accident. So I said, if you think that one's bad, wait till you see the right one. Anyway, the guy said, man, on x-ray, your knees look like you're 80 years old. And this was when I was in my 30s. Long story short, I basically needed a knee replacement. And I tried everything to fight arthritis. I would do Advil. I tried losing weight. I looked at, various things. I took cortisone shots to help with the inflammation. I remember when I met my wife, we went on vacation and we were in California, and just walking up and down those hills, I basically had to cut my vacation short because my knee would constantly swell up. It was unbelievable. It would just get to the point where I couldn't even bend it. And this is when I was in my 30s, early 30s to mid 30s. And then it just progressively got worse. It's bone on bone. You get the point. Long story short, I've always, back in the day, been a sugar addict. So I used to eat a lot of cake, a lot of ice cream, pastries, pies, cupcakes were my go-to. And what I found over the years was all that sugar, and now what I'm finding, seed oils, were just causing havoc, were wrecking havoc on my body. It was the inflammation. It wasn't until I'm 53 years old now. I've probably been doing the carnivore diet now about for 2 years. Unbelievable, night and day. When I tell you, I am in the best shape of my life right now. 53 years old. I'm back to playing tennis. I work out on a regular basis. I've lost like 25 pounds. I'm trim fit. You probably can't tell because I have a sweatshirt on, but I'm like single digit body fat. And I owe it all to the carnivore diet. It's unbelievable the benefits that I received. And I'll start it like this. The carnivore diet, I mainly eat hamburger meat, crab meat, eggs, 1 ingredient foods that are easy for me to make. I also love steak, definitely ribeye. The fattier the meat, the fattier the steaks, the better. Um, Prior to doing carnivore, I tried almost everything. I was plant-based. I did OMAD. I did intermittent fasting. I did extended fast. I basically tried everything. And what I found is that a couple of things why I believe carnivore has just been a game changer. Number one, it's probably the simplest and easiest elimination diet that there is. Because basically, what you're doing is you're removing all sugars and seed oils. And I'll take a second to tell you this. Seed oils and vegetable oils are the poison and the toxin that actually cause all the inflammation for your arthritis. The way it works is that your body takes fat and it processes it through the mitochondria, which is part of the cells in your body, and then it shoots out energy. Well, this is how it's supposed to work, and it works well when you're eating animal fat. The issue is when you put industrial lubricants into the system, it just has a totally different effect. So now we're taking seed oils, which are like canola, grapeseed, cottonseed. There's like 8 different ones, and I can leave a link in the comment section to a great video by Dr. Kate Shanahan, and she talks about seed oils and all the negative effects that it can have and how toxic it is. Anyway, what happens is when you take those seed oils and you run it through the mitochondria, instead of energy spitting out, toxins spit out, and they get into your body fat and they give off all these different negative effects. And that's what causes diabetes, obesity, heart disease, you name it. And yes, arthritis. One of the big issues is that our mitochondria cannot process these foreign, they're basically called polyunsaturated fatty acids, PUFA, P-U-F-A for short. So if you Google PUFA or you Google seed oils being poison, all of these different experts will show up. And that, my friends, was what my issue was. All this time, I just thought it was because I was getting older. I was in my 30s, I was in my 40s, but that is a complete lie. It does not matter how old you are. Arthritis, inflammation, these are all diseases of nutrition. And that's what I found out. And my goal is to share my story with you so that if you're struggling with arthritis from back pain, ankle pain, knee pain, that it'll help you. So back to the carnivore diet. Basically what I did was I actually started out keto and it worked well. However, some of the vegetables still I felt were having like inflammatory effects. In hindsight, probably what it was I was still eating packaged food. So I was, for the most part, eating 90% clean, but then I would still have like my cupcakes, I would still have ice cream, I would still have all of these different things that actually had sugar and seed oils in it. So my advice is that if you want to really, really get rid of arthritis, and I'm talking about completely, because I'm at the point now where I'm on no medication, I can do anything and everything that I want, and I feel fantastic. My suggestion is that we try to get all of those processed foods out. Now, the carnivore diet was a game changer for me because it helped me break all those addictions. See, with the carnivore diet, you're basically eating animal foods and animal fats. And a lot of times, the cravings come from when you put artificial ingredients into the mitochondria, it's spitting out toxins. And what happens is that your blood sugar level goes low, and now your body is looking to grasp sugar. Whereas if you're fueling your mitochondria with animal fats from like hamburger meat, eggs, ribeyes, chicken, fish, all of these things, your body is functioning at full capacity. So the animal fat goes into the mitochondria, and instead of spitting out toxins, it's spitting out nothing but energy. Those are some of the benefits that I saw. So not only did my arthritis get better, to the point where I'm 53 years old, my skin got better, my nails, my hair, everything seemed to be growing at a much better pace. My muscle definition, my body fat went down, brain fog for whatever reason, the toxins as they leave your body, you start thinking a lot clearer. Now, some of the other science behind it is there are some things called ketones. And so your body is either running on sugar or it's running on ketones. And that's how your brain operates. If you're running on carbs as your major fuel force, when the carbs and the sugar burn out, your body is looking for more carbs and more sugar to replace it for energy. And this is where we get the cravings. Once you switch over to what we call a fat burning body for fuel, once you burn the fat of the animals that you're eating, then your body is now looking for more fat to burn. And guess what? Our bodies have a tremendous amount of body fat that can kick in to make up the difference. The other beautiful thing about carnivore is that it is a nutrition plan. You can eat until satiety. Basically, I eat as much food as I want until I get comfortably full. And this, my friends, is an unbelievable feeling because most people try different diets. However, most people are trying calorie restriction, where they're basically kind of starving their body, their metabolism slows down. Whereas with the carnivore diet, it's the exact opposite. You're eating as much food to satiety. Basically, you're filling yourself up and you're revving your metabolism up. When your metabolism gets revved up like that, you tend to burn like more energy and more fat. It's an unbelievable feeling. I'll end it with this. If you have arthritis, my suggestion would be try an elimination diet. Try it for 30 days. See what happens. I like watching various videos on YouTube, and one of the things that I hear is over and over, the only way you're going to figure out if something works is to do a clinical trial, and that's N equals 1. That means you have to be the subject of your own trial, because what works for one person might not necessarily work for others. So in conclusion, in order to try this carnivore diet, a couple of things. Number one, try to get the fattiest cuts of meat. I prefer hamburger meat. I started out with 73%. 27% fat. The animal fat is going to do your body good. Don't worry about thinking that the fat is going to make you fat. That's not how it works. Fat doesn't make you fat. Fat gives you energy. Artificial fat makes you fat because your body cannot process it. Okay, so that's number one. Try to get the fattiest cuts of meat. Number two, this is not a starvation type nutrition plan. We want you to eat till you're like gut busting full. The reason is what you'll find once you eat real food and you become full, the space between when you're going to eat again becomes longer and longer. Yesterday, basically, without even trying, I ended up going into like an OMAD type scenario where it was 1 meal a day. Typically, I do 2 meals a day. However, recently, I've been having so much energy and I just feel phenomenal that I've been able to go like a full day without eating. Now, when I did sit down to eat, I'll just give you a quick idea of what I ate. I ate over 1.5 pounds of hamburger meat. I ate 1 pound of lump crab meat. I had a couple of ounces of scallops, and I had 3 eggs along with some tomato and a little bit of cauliflower. In the beginning, I wouldn't suggest that you have the tomato and cauliflower because those are like, could be some vegetables that might cause a little bit of an issue. However, later on, once you've established like how well you're feeling, you could add in a little bit of carbohydrates. My goal is that I typically keep my carbohydrates to under 15 grams. And I consider that a carnivore diet. Now, some people might say I'm not a true carnivoreist per se, because I do add in a little bit of vegetables from time to time, but there are many days where I don't have the cauliflower and I have the tomato, and all I eat is hamburger meat, crab meat, fish, chicken, whatever animal products that I like, that's what I eat. And that's the other thing. I wouldn't get so consumed on labels like, oh, they're going to kick us out of the club if we have a little bit of vegetables. That's not how it works. This whole goal of N=1, your experiment on how your body feels, it's what works for you. So if you want to sprinkle in a little bit of carbohydrates, but I'll tell you this, probably within keto, okay, they say you want to be 50 carbohydrates or less in order to get into real fat burning mode. I can tell you that worked well for me, but it wasn't until I really dropped my carbohydrates down to almost 0 that it really started seeing the effects. And I think a lot of it had to do with it took the sugar out of my diet and those toxic, poisonous, industrial seed oils. And I'll finish with this. The carnivore diet has taken away all of my arthritis, and it's made it very pleasurable because I can eat and I'm not hungry and I'm able to do anything and everything I want from a performance level. All right, I hope this helps. Please, once again, subscribe to my channel. If you find value, share it. And please leave a comment if there are certain things or questions that you have about the carnivore diet that I can answer or get you into the right direction. By all means, I would love to help out. All right. Peace.